This is a video of the application that we built at TechEd Australia 2012's AppFest. The team consisted of 5 developers from the Fred IT group in Melbourne, Australia, and our objective for AppFest was to see what we could get done in 24 hours using as much exciting new technology as possible while trying to create a first-class Windows 8 application that adhered to the UX guidelines and implemented some of the new Windows features. The app idea was an app called Feedback Loop. The idea was to provide a session navigator for TechEd attendees, which would allow attendees to provide real-time feedback in TechEd sessions and allow everyone to view the aggregated feedback scores via a graphical worm. Also, we wanted to map onto this real-time Twitter information about the sessions in progress. The technologies we used TFS 2012 hosted preview in order to do our collaboration. Use Visual Studio 2012 as our IDE. Azure Mobile Services form the backbone of the application for the feedback data. We used OData feeds to get the TechEd session information from the Microsoft site. Link to Twitter library was used in order to get the Twitter information into the application, and we used the Telerik controls in order to do the charting. The whole application was written in C# and XAML in about 18 hours. Okay, when we launch the application, what we have is we have a list of all of the sessions here. This session information was gathered from an OData feed that Microsoft was providing on the TechNet site. And what we did is we gave different icons for different tracks, and we also grouped them by the time of the session. Now, one of the interesting things here is we can actually we implemented semantic zoom here as a way of quickly navigating throughout the big list of sessions. So for example, if I wanted to see what was on Friday 8:15, I just click on Friday 8:15 and here I am. And that proved to be a very simple but very powerful way of navigating through a large amount of data. We also implemented the search charms. So what we can do here is we can go into search and we can say, let's have a look at all the Windows 8 sessions, or indeed we could actually say, let's have a look at a particular session like Dev 317. So by implementing the semantic zoom and the search charm, we've actually added a lot of power to that grid. Okay, so let's actually go into one of the sessions. So let's say Dev 317 that we just brought up, and this, I guess, is the main part of the application. So what we have here is we have the session information up here at the top, which is derived from the OData feed. Over here on the right, we have the Twitter feed, the live Twitter feed, which is updating. Now this is from a session a few days ago, so it probably won't see any updates, but that's the live feed. And down the bottom here, we have the live worm data. So how that works is there's a slider here, and a user's able to, as the session's progressing, indicate how they feel about the session. So they might feel that it's going very well, put it up here, or they might feel it's gone very poorly, or they wanted to speed up and slide it down here. Now what happens behind the scenes is that data, when the user changes the rating, is sent up to Azure Mobile, and when the scores are received by Azure Mobile, a server-side script averages out the scores for the current time block, and every 10 seconds the clients go out and get back the average score, which is how we get this average line. So this is the line that's the average between all users who are currently using the client, and that average is obviously plotted on this graph here. In addition, rounding up the Windows 8 features, we added a share charm so that it's possible for within this application to share information about the session you're currently viewing and share that on Twitter or by email. One other thing that we did is we also implemented live tiles. So if I just expand this out, you can see we have a live tile of sessions that are coming up. So basically that's the app that we developed in about 18 hours. let's have a look at what we learnt. So basically what we learnt is the barrier to entry for writing a Windows 8 app is not as high as you might think. There's some excellent libraries and tools available from both vendors and open source. TFS 2012 and Visual Studio 2012 proved to be excellent tools. The Azure mobile stuff turned out to be robust, super quick to get started. Admin tools are easy to use and it was very easy to integrate with. We really found that implementing the Windows 8 charms took your application from, say, a simple grid displaying data to being a really powerful, in our case, session viewer. We also found out that AppFest was awesome, so if you get an opportunity to go to an AppFest type event, go for it. It's loads of fun. If you want to find out any additional information about the project, use the hashtag #feedbackloop or hit up one of the team members here for some additional information.